Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, we're going to dive straight into something that has honestly impacted every single one of us, the missing lesson of modern education. Just think about your own life for a second. You probably spent, a minimum of 15 years in formal schooling, 15 years of sitting in classrooms, furiously taking notes, and getting ready for the quote-unquote real world. But as we're about to see in our source material today, there is a massive, glaring omission in that traditional curriculum, and it's one that continues to trip up millions of adults every single day.
Be honest with me here. Did anyone ever actually teach you how taxes work? I mean, in school, you learned algebra, right? You learned chemistry, physics, history, geography. We all memorized hundreds of complex formulas just to pass dozens of exams. But did anyone sit you down and explain how inflation is slowly stealing your purchasing power? Did anyone teach you how to read a salary slip, how to actually invest, or how to avoid crushing debt? Yeah, probably not.
And that right there perfectly illustrates the core problem. On one side, we've got what was prioritized, passing exams in subjects like algebra and geography. But on the other side, we have what is absolutely crucial in adult life, understanding taxes and investing. It's just a complete disconnect. Look, money is one of the very few subjects that affects literally every single day of your adult life. And yet, it is somehow one of the least taught subjects in the entire education system.
The crazy thing is this. You spend years, actually, scratch that, sometimes even decades, learning how to earn money, but you spend almost zero time learning how to manage it. Think back to that very first paycheck you got. Nobody handed you a manual, did they? Nobody told you how to divide up your income, how much you should be saving, or how compound interest even works. Society just kind of expects you to figure it all out on your own. And sadly, that usually means figuring it out by making incredibly expensive mistakes, like buying things you can't really afford, or taking on loans without truly understanding the long-term math. But just imagine if schools had one dedicated subject called money. How different would your life be right now? How much stress could you have completely avoided? It's a pretty powerful thought. Because we weren't taught this fundamental subject, we end up filling that void with myths and assumptions, and that builds into the biggest societal lie we are all conditioned to believe. Section 1. The Great Income Lie. So because nature absolutely hates a vacuum, the lack of formal financial education in our lives is quickly replaced by this deeply ingrained promise we've all been sold literally from day one. It goes like this. Step 1, study hard and get good grades. Step 2, get a good job. Step 3, boom, automatic financial freedom. Now, don't get me wrong here. A solid education and a good career are incredibly valuable. But as our source material points out, they absolutely do not automatically create wealth. Reaching that middle step, getting a good job, just doesn't guarantee the final step. The harsh reality is that income alone doesn't solve financial problems. Financial decisions do. This perfectly explains why two people can earn the exact same salary, work at the exact same company, and yet end up living totally different lives. One of them might be drowning in debt, while the other is comfortably building up a massive nest egg. The difference? It isn't the income. It's the choices they make the second that paycheck hits their bank account. Let's break down what those daily money decisions actually look like in the real world. We're talking about split-second choices, ordering takeout instead of just cooking what's in the fridge, upgrading to the newest phone just because everyone else has it, ignoring a credit card statement, or, deciding you can just skip contributing to your emergency fund this month. In the moment, every single one of these decisions feels incredibly small, totally insignificant even. But the formula is ridiculously simple. Small decisions lead to big consequences. Over time, these daily habits quietly compound. They're either building your future or they are actively destroying it. It is never just a $20 takeout meal. It's a pattern of consumption that dictates your entire long-term financial reality. And recognizing that pattern, that's the very first step toward breaking it. Section 2. The passive income illusion. Now, if the income lie is the myth our parents taught us, passive income is the myth social media teaches us today. It's this fantasy of earning money effortlessly while you're fast asleep. And honestly, who wouldn't want that? It sounds amazing. You scroll through your feed, you see these thumbnails of people on beaches with their laptops bragging about how they make thousands overnight. The desire for that is completely valid. But we really need to look at what nobody is telling you about this definition. Here is the cold, hard truth. On one side, we have the dream, the beach, the laptop, the effortless cash. But on the other side, the reality, years of active, grueling effort. Because here's the secret they don't put in the thumbnail. Passive income is rarely passive at the beginning. Buying a rental property? That requires serious upfront capital. Building a business? That requires relentless, exhausting work. Growing a successful channel or brand demands years of absolute consistency. Behind almost every single successful passive income stream, there is a mountain of active effort. So let's look at the actual realistic roadmap to building wealth. Step 1 is active income. You have to actually work and earn. Step 2 is converting a chunk of that active income into assets, things like investments, real estate, or equity. And then step 3 is when those assets finally generate additional or quote-unquote passive income. The dream itself isn't wrong, but the expectations definitely are. Passive income is not the starting line, guys. It's the result of doing those first 2 steps correctly. Which leads us to a pretty critical question. If passive income isn't step 1, what is? Why are we actually doing all of this? If the ultimate goal isn't just to buy a Lambo and sit on a beach, what is the true underlying purpose of mastering our money? Section 3. Money buys you options.
Okay, this right here is perhaps the single most important mindset shift of this entire explainer. We really need to reframe how we view money. We have to move away from seeing it as just a tool for luxury and start realizing it's actually a tool for control. Money doesn't just decide what you buy. It influences every major aspect of your life. It dictates where you live and how safe your neighborhood is. It massively impacts your daily stress levels. It determines whether you can afford to just walk away from a toxic work environment or if you're trapped there because you desperately need that next paycheck. It dictates whether a sudden medical issue or a broken down car is just a temporary inconvenience or a full-blown life-changing crisis.
It literally all comes down to this. Financial freedom isn't about buying luxury. It's about having options. It's having the freedom to say no to things that don't serve you, the freedom to wait for a better opportunity to come along, the freedom to choose exactly how you spend your time. Understanding money matters, not because money is everything, but because it affects almost absolutely everything else in your life.
Section 4. Taking control today.
All right, we've diagnosed the problem and we've totally debunked the myths. Now it's time for the practical, actionable solutions that you can start implementing literally the second this explainer ends. The foundational steps are actually surprisingly straightforward. You don't start by chasing the next hot stock or crazy crypto trend. No. Step 1, understand your cash flow. You've got to know exactly where your money goes every single month. Step 2, build an emergency fund so that life's inevitable surprises don't completely derail you. Step 3, invest consistently. Learn the absolute basics, avoid unnecessary debt like the plague, and put your money to work steadily over time. You definitely don't need to know everything today, but you do need to start.
Just remember this. Every single year you delay learning about money is another year someone else benefits from your lack of knowledge. Whether it's the credit card companies raking in profits off your interest, or employers benefiting from you not knowing your true worth, your financial ignorance is highly, highly profitable for other people. There is a very real, compounding cost to putting this off.
Which basically leaves you with an ultimate binary choice. You've got path A, ignore it, cross your fingers, and hope everything magically works out. Just keep doing exactly what you've been doing. Or you can take path B. Spend just a few minutes each day learning a skill that will absolutely influence every single decade of the rest of your life. Your future wealth won't be determined by one lucky investment. It's going to be determined by the path you choose right now. Because, let's be real, financial education shouldn't begin after your first massive mistake. It should begin way before it. Proactive learning is always cheaper and honestly way less painful than reactive crisis management. You have the power right now to change your entire trajectory before you hit a wall.
So I'm going to leave you with this final crucial question. Will you start your financial education today, or are you going to wait for your first major mistake? If the concepts we explored in this explainer shifted how you view your finances even a little bit, I highly encourage you to share this with someone who needs to hear it. Maybe someone still in school or just starting out at their first job. Take control of your options today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.